And heading into the red corner, Alex, a very, very familiar figure, the legend that is Mary KOM, 38 years old now. And really, if you run through all of the things that she's won, then we'll be here up until the opening bell.
It would be easier to say what she hasn't done in boxing so far. And everyone needs heroes or heroines. And Mary KOM has been a trailblazer, not just for women's boxing, but I think for women's boxing in India. And you were out in Poland recently as well. And I think you can start to see the fruit of her labours being borne out in international competition. And we've got, again, lots of Indian representation, both in the men's and the women's. And largely, I think it's fair to say that Mary KOM is the reason for that. She up against NAZYM Kaitsabai tonight. She's got plenty of experience and titles on her way herself. She is a world champion, let's not forget too. So this is a difficult assignment for Mary KOM at the age of 38 now. And I think coming into this, she's been talking about the fact that she's not had much competition. There will be an element of ring rust, perhaps lacking the sharpness that she would have done in previous years. So that just affords an opportunity for Kaitsabai in the blue. A respectful nod of appreciation. Lots of quality in this one. And Kaitsabai, of course, who is 11 years younger. I wonder going into this first round if that's going to make any sort of difference.
You mentioned the kind of lack of practice, really, that KOM's had recently. She boxed at the Boxam tournament not that long ago, but that was the first action she'd had after about a year out. Sparring partners were testing positive at stages. We all know the problems, unfortunately, that India's experiencing at the moment. This competition was supposed to be in Delhi originally and has been moved at short notice to Dubai. KOM just looking for that southpaw backhand.
And landed it right off. And already you can see the quality and the class from Mary KOM. Already the distance between her and Kaitsabai, who lands a nice right hand to the body. One of the beauties of elite sports in these championships, I think over the course of the last 5, 6, 7 years, is the amount of body shots that are now weaving into play. Kaitsabai trying to close the gap here, and this is going to be a really interesting one. Good first minute. KOM settled behind her boxing. Now Kaitsabai starting to read things a little better, starting to apply a little bit of pressure here too, Andy.
She's just got the slight physical advantages, hasn't she, of the two. She's a bit more height, got a little bit more reach, come with those kind of raiding missions. 6-time world champion, 5-time Asian champion, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Asian Games winner, London 2012 bronze medalist. She's made it through. She's got caught by a couple on the way in there though, and that's what Kaitsabai is looking to try and do, isn't it? She knows that KOM's going to try and bring those feet in nice and quick, rattle off a combination and then get back out.
And actually what you've seen in the second minute, it has been a round of two halves, isn't it? Kaitsabai just taking that little half step back to make KOM guess, to make her reach, and trying to punish her too. So as we expected coming into this one, lots of technique, plenty of talent, and the grey matter for both these ladies working overtime as well. Very much a thinking fight, this one, a good start to it as well.
KOM, the #1 seed, got past Lutsaikan, Altinset Mongolia in the semi-finals. Kaitsabai beating Pushpakumari of Sri Lanka. Referee stopping that one in the first 3 standing counts, and then he decided that was enough with about 10 seconds to go. Closing stages of round 1 here.
And you can see why. A couple of body shots, the right uppercut she just landed a moment or two ago as well. And Kaitsabai, I think, is warmed up into this one. She's starting to grow in confidence. She's got better as the round has gone on. Good start. And this might be just potentially one of the bouts of the night, given the talent that is on offer. And I suppose that boxing fans will be asking the question, how much longer can Mary KOM go on? How much more can she perform at the very top level, given her age, but what a trailblazer she's been in the sport. And you only have to look at the recent success for India at the recent youth championships in Poland, and he was across there watching and commentating and all of that, as we see some of the excellent action from that first round. And the next generation of Mary Coms are already on their way.
It was extraordinary, the showing from the women in particular in the World Youths. They had 7 finalists on finals day, and they all won, every single one of them. And that's a testament not just to the ability, but the kind of, that's a cultural thing too, isn't it? You've got that culture of winning. They all expected to go out there and do the business, and as they were all winning, we were thinking to ourselves, me and Ron McIntosh, God, you're not going to want to be the first one to lose, are you? But then they all just had this laser focus and got the win. Come with a good stiff left hand there, as Kaiserbai looks to come out quite aggressive at the start of round 2.
And as she did at the start of the first round, Mary Com looking sharp, getting in and out with those rating taxis. Good jab there from Kaiserbai. Never an easy punch to land against the southpaw. She followed it up with a right hand to the body as well. You can see why that took her to World Championship success a few years ago in 2015. She's picked up a couple of bronze medals in the Worlds as well, so plenty of experience for both of these boxers coming into this one.
Nice quick hands there from Com. That's what she's looking to do. As you said, just dips in, closes that gap down, let go with a 1-2, and then just pulled those feet back. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and India really dominating the finals. Kazakhstan have got 9 finalists, Uzbekistan 6, India 4. Nice combination though there from Kaiserbai, as Com just got her feet stuck a little bit, and Kaiserbai's having a good round here in the second midway through.
Yes, and there's a 3 or 4 punch combination there. Again, she lands a heavy shot, and Com comes back with a jab of her own. You do sense that Kaiserbai is just growing into this one, and maybe in terms of punch power, she looks to be landing the heavier shots. And exactly, Andy, the right punch to throw. The right hand has been the punch both to the body and to the head for Kaiserbai. She's landed it again, exactly the shot you want to be throwing against the southpaw.
Com just losing her balance a little bit as she came forward there. The way she throws that right's interesting too, isn't it? Because quite often it's kind of like a right hand lead, or she'll throw it and just move straight onto the shoulder, move straight in behind it, which makes it difficult to counter or really do anything about it. Kaiserbai just trying to just rough Com up a little bit on the inside there.
And I think she might have hurt her with a body shot there. Just momentarily, Com seemed to lose her shape. There's a body shot, gets through again. She was off balance when it landed, Com, but there's no doubt, I think, that the punch-picking power and strength of Kaiserbai is just starting to pose some problems and ask questions of the veteran, multiple champion Mary Com. Then again, she shows the right hand to the body, Kaiserbai. That was a good round for her.
So 2 rounds in, 1 remaining in this flyweight final. This one of the Olympic weights, of course, has been since London 2012, one of the now 5 Olympic weights. Com has qualified, she's through. Hot in the arena, always hot under those lights up in the ring.
Well, as good as Com has been, Andy, throughout her career, I must admit I'm impressed with the performance of Kaiserbai tonight. The way she's, look at that, beautiful punch picking, and any young would-be boxer should just look at the footwork. Eyes on her opponent as well, just taking that little half step back. She picked the right hand, took another half step back, and there was a counter left. There's some shots landing in and amongst that skirmish from Com as well. Here we go then into the final round, and I wonder how the judges are seeing this one. I've been impressed by Kaiserbai, but as ever, really good stuff on show from 2 talents.
Well, Mary KOM of India in the red, NAZYM Karzabay of Kazakhstan in the blue. Kazakhstan have already had a win in the opening fight at light flyweight. Balkabakova victorious over Sultanalieva of Uzbekistan. 30 seconds into this final round. It could be teed up at one apiece, this. We've got 5 scoring judges ringside, of course, all using the 10-point must. And you can score rounds 10-9, 10-8 or 10-7. A knockdown does not automatically result in a 10-8 round. It's all about interpreting dominance. Judges are looking for punches delivered to the target area, which is the head or the torso, with the knuckle part of the glove. They're very strict about that. You'll see judges speak to fighters about slapping, basically, punching with the inside of the glove. That's one of the things that they're very, very hot on. Nice sneaky short left hand there, straight up the middle from KOM. Decent counter right hand there, though, from Karzabay, who just kind of leans in a little bit there, offers the head to KOM, turns southpaw here, Karzabay as well.
Yeah, she's looking sharper again, KOM, in this final round. Maybe the second wind, maybe the finishing post inside, incentivised. But a little bit better from her at the start of this final round. And certainly Karzabay had a bit of a squeaker, didn't she, in the first round? There was only a point in it on every single one of the scorecards. She managed to just pip her opponent there, Rakimova, by 3-2 on that occasion. Comfortable, as Andy said, with a stoppage victory in the semi-finals. And this one's been pretty competitive all the way throughout. But I have been impressed by Karzabay. You mentioned punches landing on the target, and I suppose weight of punch you tend to think about as well. And I think the weight of punch throughout has definitely favoured Karzabay.
100%, good example of it there. She just planted her feet nice and wide, worked the body and the head. And KOM just flitting around the outside at times. But Karzabay has slowed her down with some decent, fairly heavy artillery, I think. Turns southpaw there, Karzabay as well. Physically, as we look at them side on there is quite a big difference between these two. I mentioned it at the start, but it's playing more of a part, I think, as the fight goes on. That's a good body attack there from Karzabay. KOM just moved in, was looking to let her hands go, and may have thrown some scoring punches herself up top, but Karzabay countered to the body nicely. So we'll wait and see what the judges have made of that 3 rounds. From where we're sitting, we will probably side with the blue corner, I would say.
I was impressed by Karzabay. You know, if you're a national champion in Kazakhstan, you're world class. I say it's very, very straightforward, and she's been a 6 times national champion. So she is among the best in the world, and at the age of 27, I think she's only going to get better. So good performance from both of them. Here we go.
The winner by split decision in the blue corner, representing Kazakhstan.
Karzabay gets the nod over the hugely experienced and multi-talented Mary KOM. So good they've made films about her. As you see the scorecards, it was pretty tight by and large. 3 points on one of the scorecards, only a point in it on every other card there, Andy. No surprise that it was pretty tight, but I think Karzabay earned it in the end, and she's going to be a threat to everyone, I think, in every tournament she takes part in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you mentioned, she's had decent success. 2014, 2016 world champion at 48 kilos, and kind of disappeared a little bit over the last few years, but now very much back in contention. And a split decision. It was a tight fight. I think we were probably thinking that KOM might have nicked the first round, and then Karzabay was looking favourite to take rounds 2 and 3. But she will take some beating physically, as we mentioned. For a 51 kilo fighter, she packs a hell of a lot into that 51 kilos.
Yeah, she's good, she's strong. I like the way, after a sketchy start, Mary KOM got off to a blistering start first there.
Mary KOM of India.
نرحب بأستاذ استيفان كوفاش الأمين العام للاتحاد الدولي للملاكمة، وأستاذة سيفلين غوسلان نائبة رئيس لجنة الحكام الدولية.
And our gold medalist NAZYM by
Bronze medal
Kazakhstan.
winner representing Mongolia, Loschan Atkantistes. Bronze medal winner representing Sri Lanka, Nadika Pushpukumara. Silver كازاخستان. والآن مع النشيد الوطني لدولة كازاخستان.